It's that time of week. I'm Chef Nicolas Ganea, and let's jump into it. Wait a second. You didn't do it last week, Nicholas. That is right. It was Christmas last week. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now let's get weird. I mean, experimental. As my client said, so I love your experimental stuff, Nicholas. But if it was anyone else, I would be freaking out. But I trust you. I think it's a good time to tell you this, guys, since it's a brand new year. As you've noticed, I'm a very creative person. I don't do this for my clients. I mainly do it for myself because this is what makes me happy. See, I love experimenting, and I know some people are thinking, oh, he's not going to be able to keep this up. He's just trying to get famous. No, actually, this is what I love doing, and this is actually how I am all the time. And here's the thing, I found my voice, and it's freaking awesome. So I love doing this stuff all the time, because, you know, I'm able to be myself completely, and when you kind of do this in the real world, it's kind of frowned upon. All I'm saying is, I'm not going anywhere, and I'm just trying to be respected for my craft. I'm already getting that in the chef world, and I'm just trying to get through clients like you guys. Shall we? For the plate up? So let's start with a pretty dish. Preserved ginger, marinated pork loin. I had a lot of extra ginger from October, and I had to use it up somehow. I wasn't going to dehydrate it because I already had a lot of dehydrated ginger, so I decided to just preserve it because I've never done that before. So I went with it. Turned out really nice. Very salty, of course. So I had to balance it out by using verjus. Add verjus to the preserved lemons, marinated the pork loin, and boomba. Then I roasted it, and it turned out sexy. And then from the leftover verjus that I had from the bottle, I just poured that into mustard seeds and boiled that instead of doing pickled mustard seeds, because that's pretty much what everyone does out there. Then I did an easy yellow pepper coulis, or sauce. It's a sauce, just for color. I mean, there was like really no point of it, really. I mean, come on, it's like sexy dish. Come on, makes it like. Then I sauteed some Brussels sprouts and some, other veggies that went with it in the saute. Now, if you think that one was good, listen to this strange one. And the flavors that went with this and how it turned out. So I came up with this idea last minute when I was at the store, which I was like, that might be a great idea. Let's go with that. This was for a sauce, so I got some dates, boiled them, boiled them, pureed it, added cashew butter. The flavor was really incredible, like pudding. I didn't think of it at the time, but my client said this, wow, this tastes like dessert. And at the time I was like, I guess you're right. But before I knew that, I knew I had to balance it out. So what I did was, I was like, okay, this is very sweet, so it needs to be balanced out with something, sour going on, So I went pretty extreme on this one. I got some oranges and sliced them up very thinly. And of course it's like, very zesty, but rustic style. Then I did a juniper berry rub to add to the chicken. So I put that on the chicken, which I forgot to put the sliced oranges. So then, it made of the cooking, then I added the sliced oranges, which made it look like I was just putting it in the right time. No, it wasn't true. I actually forgot. So the night before, I got some black beans, which I rehydrated them with vinegar. Now, if you know anything about that, what happens is when you add that, it's going to make the black beans more crunchy and start actually cracking. And that's just at first, which means you have to cook your black beans even longer. Now at first, it actually makes your black beans purple. Now if you pureed it, it would actually turn up purple. But I just cooked it all the way through, and you wouldn't even notice. Unless you taste it. Which gave it a very unique taste to it. And I threw some extra spices and stuff like that to, balance it all out. But it was just like, you wouldn't know. You're like,
excuse me, sir. These things seem a little fermented.
But it turned out to be a well balanced out dish. And I was like, man, this is pretty good. So what I did was I separated on the dish so you can actually notice the flavors in each individual thing instead of like putting it all together. That's why it was all sectioned out in my dishes. Well, in that plate. Now for my last dish. Now I won't lie to you. This salad was tasty, but it was not interesting. Seriously. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just being honest. Well, it wasn't sexy looking. But that dressing was pretty interesting. So, I decided to make dandelion dressing. Yes, dandelion. That annoying weed. That one that goes everywhere. Yes, you can use it for lettuce. It is very bitter. But for a sauce. So what I did was, instead of just doing what everyone else is gonna do, they can use sugar. It's going to be one dimension to balance out that dressing, and it's not going to be really that tasty. So I had to use different dimensions, knowing, being really intuitive in this one, is that I got apricot vinegar, which had sweetness to it, but also had that balanced out what I'm looking for to fix out that bitterness. And I got this apricot vinegar from Four Seasons, not Four Seasons Hotel, but a different Four Seasons, different company. Met the guy, he's a really cool guy. And it balanced out really nicely because this guy actually uses real apricots to make real vinegar with, instead of like a lot of people when they're doing different kinds of vinegar, they're doing infused. So they get regular vinegar, for example, to say white wine, and then they infuse it. But he's using actual real fruits to make those kind of vinegars, which is interesting, which allows you to change up foods that are actually really bitter. So since it balanced it all out, instead of using those regular sugars, it made it taste really good. Instead of a regular sugar, it would actually not be that tasty, to be honest with you, because I've done it before. And of course you had to use a different oil, because if you use olive oil, of course it's going to add bitterness to it as well. So I have to use grapeseed to make sure it's balanced. Or you could use canola oil, but I like grapeseed. So I mixed it with radishes and peas, but again, I didn't feel it was that sexy of a dish. Maybe I should have put it on a different plate to make it look more awesome. So it was a great week. I'm Chef Nicolas Ganea, and don't forget to click that like button if you like this video, of course. If you want to follow our page, you can simply click that little icon, and then it'll take you over here, and then you can click this button right here that says like, and then I am part of your page. And if you want to stay up to date what's going on, you can simply follow me on my Instagram to follow my goofy self, of course. As always, guys, I'll see you next week. Happy New Year. This can be a great year, guys. 2018. What can I say? I'm happy for this. It's been a great year for me last year for 2017, and this is going to be even better. I can't wait. I hope for you guys as well. See you later. Peace.